Welcome to Food Workshop, where we work your food in the shop.
Oh, hey, let's see. I'll take the cheeseburger, please.
Sure, that comes in the Codex compliant family feast, big enough to feed an entire chapter. Trademark.
How much is that?
$200.
$200 for a cheeseburger?
Well, it's not just the cheeseburger. It comes with 6 packs of Monopose chicken nuggets, 4 Happy Horse cheeseburgers, a dozen Guardsman fries, and a Freddo bar. You can also pay $30 to upgrade to the Big Emperor meal for a free Primaris Lieutenant.
But I don't want any of that stuff.
Well, it's the only way to get a cheeseburger. That or subscribe to Warhammer Plus.
Fine, I'll take the Big Emperor.
Good choice. $230, please.
Hey everyone, my name is Discourse, and today I want to talk about the new box set from Games Workshop, Shadow Throne, where players wage a bloody war of Talon and Tendril. That's right, the Gene Stealer cults have infiltrated Terra, and now they fight the Emperor's bodyguards. Now, this box was revealed last month, and you can see all of the contents up on screen now. And it's exciting, it's a new big box, and it heralds the coming of 2 new codices. God, I hate cheering $50 rules updates. And hey, it even comes with new characters and new models. The Reductus Saboteur for the Gene Stealer cults and the Blade Champion for the Custodes. Ooh! And in a sense, this box is perfect. I myself have been thinking about starting a Gene Stealer cult, and I've been eyeing up some STL files to 3D print an army, but hey, this is a new big bundle, and that's basically Games Workshop's way of saying we're having a sale. So maybe I'll get in on this. But it contains Custodes, and I'm not interested in starting a Custodes army. I don't want to collect Custodes, and no one I know wants to buy in on it with me. So I'm not getting any value from this box at all. It's being gobbled up by these Custodes, much like they're gonna gobble up my Gene Stealer cults as well, considering that they are just better in every single way. But luckily, Games Workshop are a completely reasonable company, so this is no biggie. I'll just buy the models separately. Maybe at one of my favorite third-party retail stores that offers discounts on all the models and can be found in the description below. So far, so normal. Pretty standard marketplace stuff. You sell models, I want to buy models. Except, I can't buy the Reductus Saboteur separately. Reductus Saboteur? More like Reductus ad absurdum. If I want to buy that model, I'm gonna have to buy the Shadow Throne bundle. Same for Custodes players who want the Blade Champion. Sadly, we're both in the same boat here. I never thought I'd fight side by side with a Space Marine. Uh-oh. So I guess I kinda want Shadow Throne now. Well, that's not true. I want the Reductus Saboteur. I guess I sort of need Shadow Throne now. And hey, Games Workshop are helpfully letting me know that I don't need to worry. If I order the box this weekend, I'll get it, guaranteed. But then it's gonna go out of stock after Sunday. After all, it's a limited run. So I'm gonna have to make the decision pretty fast. Am I willing to spend $200 on a single miniature? Because evidently Games Workshop think that I am. Not that they have told me what the price of the box is yet. They're gonna leave that to the very last moment. And after all, why else would they put the Reductus Saboteur in this huge bundle exclusively if they didn't think and weren't willing to bet on the fact that I am willing to pay $200 for the one miniature? This isn't the first time that Games Workshop have done this, after all. Anyone else remember the Hexfire box? This was the same thing, a mano-a-mano clash between Grey Knights and Chaos Egyptians, as the box proudly proclaimed exclusive miniatures inside. And yeah, that box came with Castellan Crow and the Infernal Master, both pretty cool sculpts and really cool models. But now the box is out of print and can't be found anywhere outside of the inflated secondary market, if you can even find a copy. And sure, this time they're playing down the exclusivity a little. A rare moment of grace from the otherwise pretty eye-plucking vulture that is Games Workshop. Hit Hate is your only emotion, but they still have to get their little dig in, oh yes. As the Warhammer community blog itself proudly proclaims, the first place to acquire the Reductus Saboteur and the Blade Champion. New characters for each faction. Well, great, thanks GW, but you kinda left out some information there. When will the models be released separately? If this box is where I can get them first, where can I get them second? Or is this gonna be another Hexfire situation? See, now I'm starting to get fatigued with the idea of starting a Genestealer cult at all. Maybe GW are on the side of the Imperium. But this is the next stage of FOMO. It's the logical continuation. A war waged on many fronts. Sure, they're allowing you to acquire the box on the weekend it releases. Unlike before when they'd run out of stock on Saturday morning. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. But they're still asking you to make the decision. Now, gotta go now, fast, 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 go, go, go. They build up hype for weeks, months in advance. Oh, this box is awesome. Oh, it's so amazing. Then they tease out how exclusive the models are. They even show you some of the rules to get you really salivating. Then they stick them in a box full of models you actively don't want or need, belonging to a completely different army, in fact. And say, you got 3 days, make the call. I feel like a negotiator right now with a pretty irrational hostage taker. And I gotta be honest, I ain't Robocop. I can't go bursting through any walls. This former city councilman may indeed kill the mayor on my watch. Seriously though, they say, our pre-order promise will be active for Shadow Throne. So if you order it by Sunday, you're guaranteed a copy. Even if we have to clear the cultists out of the manufactorum by force to make you a copy. God, I've never seen a company more proud of itself for being able to fulfill its basic function. Look, Ma, I'm breathing. Also, are they threatening strike-breaking action here? Is this a reference to my video on Chaos Revolutions? Hey, why not subscribe to the channel to find out more about this crucial development? Because evidently Games Workshop are. And so, the question is, should I just sit patiently and wait for the new models to be released separately? Well, I'd love to say, but Games Workshop like to practice a dark art called telling us all about future releases. So the honest answer is, I don't know. Those Hexfire models sure haven't been released separately, and there's no news on if they ever will. There is a small glimmer of hope though, something to help maybe combat the FOMO, which is why they don't like to tell us when or if they plan on releasing anything separately, by the way. The FOMO is manufactured, it's not an accident. But we have recently found out that the new Orc Boys kit will be released separately from its combat patrol on January 8th, alongside the new Death Copters and Death Dread. Yay! Only a full, 6 months later? I mean, admittedly, no one wants to buy the new Orc Boys. But still, if those models were actually good instead of being hobbled by being a monopose collection of the same 9 repeated poses for the core troops of a horde-based army, then maybe this would actually be good news. Okay, we're focused on Shadow Throne here, but I'm gonna return to this topic in the future. I'll just say this much though. Not only are the new Orc Boys a step down in terms of model options, it comes with monopose boys, 5 armed with choppers, 3 with shooters, 1 with a heavy and a knob. It comes with 1 less model in the box and costs a whole $9 more than the old Orc Boys kit. It's funny, actually. The New Orc Boys kit is like the one box I would want kept as far away from consumers as possible. Keep it in the combat patrol. It's like the one thing. So that's the orcs. A cause for concern, certainly. But at least the models are no longer contained exclusively within an expensive bundle, which feels less like a yay, good job GW, and more like a thanks for not running me over in your car GW situation. They're taking food off your plate, but at least they washed their hands. Thanks. So when it comes to the new Gene Stealer cult model and the new Custodies model, I guess we can just wait. But for how long? A year? 2 years? Maybe we'll get lucky and it's only 6 months. Welcome to the waiting room from hell. So basically the dentist's office. You're in the dentist's office. That is the exact feeling I got into this hobby for. And we've talked about Hexfire and we've talked about the orcs, but the orcs are actually exceptional in this case. It's not actually the standard anymore to be able to buy things outside of bundles. Chaos Knights and Chaos Warriors are still locked behind the Start Collecting Slave to Darkness box. Chaos Marines with Obliterators and the Venom Crawlers are still locked to their Start Collecting box. The Space Wolves Battle Leader is still locked away in its bundle, and the list goes on and on and on. This problem has become so endemic that I no longer retain a list of exclusive models. And it's absolutely awful for consumers. I mean, right on the face of it, Games Workshop are arbitrarily locking away models and their rules in bundles with models that no one wants or needs. It's such a brazen attempt to force hobbyists to buy excessively. GW don't even hide it. And this problem is getting worse. Not only because it's becoming part of GW's standard operating procedure, hello again Shadow Throne, but it's also getting worse because they're starting to ramp up the amount of models that you don't want or need, but that you'll nevertheless have to buy if you want to get the models that you do want. Remember, they're replacing the Start Collecting boxes with the Combat Patrol boxes with every new release now. So each time the Games Workshop deign to update a faction, they're increasing the amount of tats that you're going to need to buy in order to get the new models. They're dumping increasing amounts of exclusive models in increasingly large bundles. And I suspect that these new Combat Patrol equivalent Vanguard boxes for the Age of Sigmar armies are just an excuse to begin doubling down on this phenomenon on Age of Sigmar players too. I'm just getting tired now. I hope y'all enjoy paying $200 for a single miniature. Now, in a normal marketplace, as consumers, we'd actually be protected against this phenomenon. Because in any healthy marketplace, locking away products in a bundle where it can't be bought anywhere else actually hurts revenue. So this is pretty unintuitive. But when a company takes a product, say a Reductus Saboteur, and puts it in a huge box filled with other products, say a huge bundle called Shadow Throne, and makes it impossible to get anywhere else, this is what's known as pure bundling, like the pure genes of the Custodies themselves. Wow, that sounds a lot worse when you say it out loud. However, if a company were to instead create the Shadow Throne bundle, but also sell the Reductus Saboteur separately, this is what's known as mixed bundles, like the mongrel genes of the Xeno-loving Gene Stealer cult. That also sounds a lot worse when you say it out loud. So, mixed bundlings, you can either buy it in the bundle or separately. And between the two of these strategies, mixed bundling actually creates more profit. Because you see, consumers won't actually buy big bundles to get exclusive products. See, when you pure bundle things, you think that consumers have no choice but to buy the bundle. But that's not true. Consumers in a healthy marketplace actually do have a choice. They can wait for a better deal down the line. Because in most similar marketplaces, the price of goods drops over time pretty significantly too. So consumers often wait for the price of bundles to go down. Alternatively though, if you were to sell the bundle and the Reductus Saboteur separately, more consumers, namely the ones who want the Reductus Saboteur like me, will buy it separately. Surprise, surprise! But that's not true for Warhammer. It's not a healthy marketplace because Warhammer doesn't drop in price over time. In fact, it goes up. Unless it's the old Dark Eldar sculpts, in which case I'm not paying those prices for those OOP miniatures on eBay. They're out of print for a reason, and you should be paying me to take it off of your hands. So, as consumers, we can't just wait for the price of Shadow Throne to drop and then as individuals snap it up at our preferred price point. Hell, we can't even wait to buy Shadow Throne outside of the pre-order window. That is profoundly dysfunctional, and it it cuts off the consumer's ability to make a rational decision. And even worse, it cuts out a huge swathe of hobbyists who can't afford to buy in to the starting forces of two separate armies. Because yeah, this might be news to GW, but most people can't simply afford to buy half a Genestealer or half a Custodes army 3 weeks before Christmas. Especially not at Games Workshop prices. I have never met a more hostile company when it comes to aggressive pricing policy and a pernicious willingness to simply leave hobbyists out in the cold in favor of extracting more money from fewer and fewer consumers. I just want Games Workshop to stop. Stop treating customers like farm animals that you need to fleece at every single opportunity. And GW really want you to buy this box, by the way. And not just for you to split it with a friend either. Because if you buy this, then you have the start of 2 different armies. And if you have the start of 2 armies, then Games Workshop's gonna find it a lot easier to convince you to buy models for that force that you didn't really want. You already got 1 foot on the ladder, what's a few rungs more? New year, new army! But hey, if we want those exclusive models separately anytime soon, we can always pay scalper prices on eBay. Talk about a healthy marketplace! And if you agree with me that these practices ought to change, why not check out my Patreon at patreon.com/discoursminiatures, where you can get early access to my skits and help me in my goal to advocate on behalf of miniature hobbyists. And if you enjoy the content, why not subscribe to the channel to see more in future? And I'll catch you next time. Bye bye!